Hey everybody, this is Taggy Found Iron. I'm doing a rant on the Bendy the Ink Machine since I just finished the third book and now I have so much more to talk about. Also, I forgot to record the video when I did the rant last time, so this is my second take. Okay. Let's start with the basics because this is the second time I'm doing this. Okay, basics. There's two realms. A minute. There are two worlds. The first world is the studio. This is the red one. It's going to be represented by the red one. And then there's the real world, which is going to be represented by this blue one. And then, in between that, there is the bridge. So, studio, real, world, and then bridge. There are two ways for you to enter the studio through the real world. That's the ink machine, and that's the TV from the third one. Okay, so the TV allows your soul and mind to enter the ink machine, but not your body. So you can go both ways. You can cross the bridge. You can do that. You can go both ways. As long as you don't die. If you die, then you can't come back. So let me see. If you die, let's do this. I'm gonna put die. So if you die, then you can go in, but you can't come back. And then the ink machine, you have to die to get in. So it's a one-way trip for most people. Well, yeah, it's a one-way trip for most people, so everything. So, yeah, for most people, it's a one-way trip from the real world into the studio if you go through the ink machine. Unless your soul is not too corrupted by ink or if you don't have a soul. Then it's a two-way trip. Then you can come in back and forth. All right. And in my last rant, I figured out a couple of things. One, there are three things that allow you. There are three factors to whether you can leave the ink machine or not. One, if you have a soul or not. So soul status, basically. Number two is where you were born. How you entered. From what I can tell, this is just theories, but there are three types of soul in this. There are black souls, which are completely corrupted by the ink. There are completely normal souls, basically souls that haven't been, like, they're in the ink machine, but they haven't been taken over by them. So, like, black souls would be like, they would be like the Searchers or Sammy Lawrence. The normal souls would be like Audrey, Wilson, because Wilson can come in and out. And then there would be the people just have no soul at all. So, it's going to do that. Okay. So, basically what happens is that people with corrupted souls completely consumed by the ink, they can't leave. People with completely fine souls, like Audrey, they can leave, and people with no soul, I believe, can leave, although that is up to speculation. That's number one. Number two is where you were born. If you were born in the real world, then you can leave the ink machine. So, let's see this. If you were born here, let's just put that here, then what you can do, just put that, you can come back and forth as long as your soul hasn't been corrupted. But if you were born in the studio, you cannot leave. You can't do that. You can't leave. And then the final one is how you enter. If you enter through the TV, then you most likely will be able to get back to the real world. As long as you don't die. You will be able to enter and exit. If you're in the ink, if you enter through the ink machine, then most of the time it's a one-way trip. unless you know how to get back. Because it's pretty straightforward with the TV how to get back. You find your way back to the entrance. So, like, if this is the entrance, you go wander around for a little bit. You have to go back to the entrance and take the glasses off. It's pretty straightforward. The ink machine, I still don't know how you get out. I know Wilson and Audrey can get out. From what I can tell, you have to restart the cycle to get out, and you have to be outside of the cycle when you have to have been outside of the time period of the cycle when you start it again. Or there is another way out that is unknown to us. That might be Wilson. I think the way you get out though is you have to use the end reel. I think that is like the real thing. You have to use the end reel. That is a definite. And then there are two more factors in the studio that you really need to pay attention to. One is the cycle itself, since it's connected to time, and time isn't really a thing in the ink machine. What I have thought about is basically the cycle is connected to and how old cartoons were handled. Since years don't really exist in most cartoons, what the cycle is kind of a representation of how cartoon characters can go for years and not age at all. Like Bonnie was like pregnant for like 6 years in the Family Guy, so that's an example of it. The cycle is basically a representation of how cartoons don't really age. Their style might change, but they don't age in universe. And the second is death. This is also a representation, since most of the time, if cartoon characters are killed off, they'll come back. Do you know how many times Wild Coyote has gotten crushed? He is dead. He has been dead, but he's still alive and running. So death is also a construct because of that. The cycle and death are literally based off of real world cartoons and how they work. And I believe that is everything. If you want me to clarify anything else, ask in the comments. Yeah, this is my interpretation of the ink machine so far. Anyways, that'll be all. Tiggy found iron out.
Hi, editing TFI here. I was in the shower, after finishing up this video, and I realized that the ink machine, with the TV entrance, since Bendy can leave through the TV as well, but only people who have put on the glasses can see him, I realized that there is kind of a two-way connection in between the TV and the ink machine as well, but it has more rules. So, yeah. Anyways, see you later, and I hope you enjoy the video.